The Newsday continues here on One News Now. I'm Diego Castro, bringing you the biggest headlines from around the world. The UN says Gaza has become a graveyard for children, with the death toll from Israeli airstrikes exceeding 10,000. The health ministry in Gaza said at least 10,022 people have since been killed, including over 4,000 children. The UN is now amplifying demands for a ceasefire, but Israel says hostages taken by Hamas during its rampage on October 7 should be released first. Hamas meanwhile says it will not free the hostages or stop fighting while Gaza is under assault. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres noted that no one is safe with the continued bombardment of the Strip, which is hitting civilians, hospitals, refugee camps, mosques, churches, and UN facilities, including shelters. Guterres also said that Hamas is using civilians as human shields.
Gaza is becoming a graveyard for children. Hundreds of girls and boys are reportedly being killed or injured every day. More journalists have reportedly been killed over a 4-week period than in any conflict in at least 3 decades. We must act now to find a way out of this brutal, awful, agonizing dead end of destruction, to help end the pain and suffering, to help heal the broken, and to help pave the way to peace, to a 2-state solution with Israelis and Palestinians living in peace and security.
The Israeli army released videos of what it says shows the opening of a humanitarian corridor to allow civilians in northern Gaza to evacuate south. The videos were accompanied by a video message delivered in Arabic from an Israeli army colonel asking Gazan residents to leave the northern part of the Palestinian enclave, which he described as a war zone. On Monday night, the Israeli army severed northern Gaza from the rest of the besieged territory and pounded it with airstrikes. This comes in preparation for unexpected ground battles with Hamas militants in what could be an even bloodier phase of the month-old war. Israeli media says troops are expected to enter Gaza City soon. Jordan will consider any attempts to displace Palestinians from Gaza or the West Bank as a, quote, declaration of war. Jordan Prime Minister Bisher al-Qassawneh made the remark as he briefed heads of parliamentary on Jordan's efforts against the war on Gaza and delivery of humanitarian aid to the Strip. The Jordanian leader says creating conditions to expel Palestinians is a red line. Al-Qassawneh also deemed the aggression against people in the Strip as a flagrant violation of the rules of war.
هذه الحرب المستعرة والعدوان الآثم الذي يباشر على أهلنا في غزة دون وجل أو خجل أو التزام بالحد الأدنى من المنظومات الأخلاقية بصرف النظر أيضا عن أنه يشكل خرق فاضح وجوهري في احترام قواعد وقوانين الحرب والقانون الإنساني والقانون الدولي، ويؤشر مع الأسف على استمرار وجود تحصين لإسرائيل من انطباق القانون الدولي الإنساني والقانون الدولي.
Jordan also condemned assault on civilians under the guise of self-defense. Al-Qassawneh says Israel's actions may call for criminal accountability for international bodies that monitor the achievement of criminal justice.
لإيجاد إطار حقيقة يزيل هذه الحصانة وهذه الحماية الممنوحة لإسرائيل في سياق رخصة قتل بحق المدنيين تحت مسميات ذريعة مرتبطة بممارسة حق دفاع مشروع عن النفس، وهذا موضوعيا وقانونيا وأخلاقيا ليس كذلك.
We'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now World. I'm Diego Castro. Former U.S. President Donald Trump lashed out against a witness as he defended his wealth and business during a civil fraud trial. Only after 45 minutes into testimony, Trump lashed out at Judge Arthur Engoron, stating that he was biased against him. Trump also did so against New York Attorney General Letitia James, who he described as a political hack. The former U.S. president proudly boasted of his real estate business and disputed claims that he had deceived banks and insurers.
It's a case that should be dismissed immediately. The fraud was on behalf of the court. The court was the fraudster in this case. They made references to assets that were very valuable, and they said they had no idea. They had no idea what the numbers were.
The civil trial is one of numerous legal proceedings Trump is confronting. These included federal and state charges accusing him of crimes, including illegally hoarding classified documents and scheming to overturn the 2020 presidential election. A New York Attorney General, meanwhile, remains unfazed about all the insults hurled at her by Trump, stating that justice will prevail after the trial.
I will not be bullied. I will not be harassed. This case will go on. We look forward to hearing the testimony of Ivanka Trump on Wednesday, and then we plan on closing our case. And then there'll be some motions on Thursday, and then the defense will present their case in chief. Justice will prevail.
Scientists have discovered the oldest black hole yet. NASA's James Webb Telescope and Chandra Observatory revealed the most distant black hole detected in X-rays. The black hole is located in the galaxy UHZ1. Given that the universe is 13.7 billion years old, the age of the black hole was estimated at some 13.2 billion years. This means the universe was only 3% its age when the black hole was formed. NASA also reveals that the black hole is 10 times bigger than the one in our Milky Way. K-pop star G-Dragon faced police questioning in Incheon, South Korea regarding alleged illegal drug use. That and more entertainment headlines in Showbiz Minute, courtesy of the Associated Press. And those are the top world headlines of the hour. Join us again at 9:45 a.m. as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. I'm Diego Castro. We are One News, all sides, all the time.